Hello, and welcome back to Take a Sip podcast. I'm Leche.
And I'm Tito.
Tito, it is unbelievable that we made it this fucking far so far, dude. 100 fucking episodes in, dude.
Yep.
That takes, round of applause for us because goddamn, 100 episodes in, dude. That is exciting, dude. That is crazy.
Yeah.
We did want to do something special, but unfortunately, we did not plan it through. Plain and simple, just without ruining it for everyone. We wanted to do something special, but we just, we didn't have time and we kind of didn't communicate about it. So
yeah.
But to combat that, we did a little thing and we talked it over beforehand. And we're going to say to 100 episodes, we wanted cheers to us and to the podcast hitting 100 episodes. So Tito, cheers.
Salud.
I don't know what you're drinking. Wait, first of all, what shot are you taking?
I'm taking a shot of Tito's, and you saw that I've overfilled my cup, so this is going to be an interesting episode.
Yeah, that's definitely a hefty pour you did, heavy-handed there.
What about you? What are you taking a shot of?
I'm drinking I'm not a tequila guy, but I'm drinking tequila for some reason that I grabbed quick because that was the only bottle that was open. That I could open, correction.
Oh, God, that's right.
So I'm drinking Casamigo Reposado because that's, I think, my favorite out of them.
Yeah.
Reposado is definitely a little bit easier to drink, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
But like I said, to 100 episodes and to hopefully 100 more down the line.
Yep. All right.
Cheers.
Salud. Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. That one,
Ooh.
that warms up the soul.
It's a way to wake up.
Then, of course, we have our drinks on the side that we're going to be drinking throughout the podcast.
Yeah.
And what is that of your choice this time?
For me, it is just some whiskey on the rocks, some Screwball peanut butter whiskey. What about you?
It's, it's never, ever not Modelo time. So it's Modelo time for me, bro. For those initiated, it's always Modelo time somewhere. Definitely better than Corona. Fight me.
Wow. All right.
That's a stance I always take, bro.
Just say you hate your culture, why don't you?
The fuck that's where it comes from, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, if we're really going like that, then we need some gallo beer
up in gallo beer. I don't even like that shit either.
I had it for the first time when I went to Guatemala in October.
It's not that great, though, right?
It was different.
I like the polite way of saying, yeah. Me too. I tried it back a couple years back when we were stuck in Guatemala too.
Yeah,
it was not that great. I was like, oh no, it's strong, dude. It's like it tastes like an IPA, but it's like Corona. Like,
it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird beer. Well, really, like if you spend, I don't know how recently you've gone and actually drinking out in Guatemala. They have a lot of very interesting beers, right?
Yeah.
Or they have certain ones that will be like a Bud Light over here.
Oh yeah. They have like different kinds like that for sure.
Yeah. So. And they also have like the weird how we have like White Claws and like High Noons and all that stuff. They have their like Spanish version of those.
That's funny if you did, yeah. They have their own kind.
But they're not that bad. I literally bought like a couple of like 4 different cans, had them all. I was expecting at least one of them to not be good. They were very good. They're I hate to say I would rather drink those than some of the ones we have over here.
Yeah. I think just here in the U.S., there's just so much saturation of how many different beers and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. It's a mix-up for sure, but
yeah.
But now going into the actual meat of our fucking podcast, honestly, we have a lot to talk about. A lot of interesting stories. One big story in the end for sure that I think a lot of people were waiting for and hoping for. So, but let's start with a little bit more video game oriented stuff, right? So, our first story is Dragon Ball Super is back on Fortnite. So I don't know what this means specifically, but I know they're bringing two new characters into Fortnite, which I mean, they're not new technically speaking, but from the new movie, the Heroes, they're including the new Piccolo version, which is like the orange-ish color Piccolo, right?
Yeah,
And
like the
then
weird
Gohan
dark green one.
and Gohan, right? I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Just regular Gohan or if it's the beast form of him.
So,
You happen to know?
well, you got to remember a couple months ago, I want to say they also had another super collaboration where they first brought in Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and then they were saying the female character, which we never knew who it was until the actual release, ended
Yeah.
up being like Bulma.
Oh yeah, right.
So now I guess they're do collaborating again with DBZ or DBS, and now bringing in Gohan and Piccolo. So unless this is leading to some bigger project, do you get me? Because they're doing a second collaboration, including more characters. Will it be like next Broly just in his first version and like somebody else?
The thing is about Fortnite at this point, I think Fortnite is just literally
It's just coasting by.
It is just a marketing gimmick for other bigger titles, in my opinion, at this point, which is kind of unfortunate because on its way to becoming what it is now, it lost its identity.
Yes.
In my opinion, at least. You get me?
I think it did because it started with like all the musical event concerts and then the actual like event stories, then even the timeline jumps and all that stuff. Like it started getting very confusing. And it's not that I played, but I kept up at least a little bit with this type of story. But it slowly started draining out where I was like, I'm too lost for this.
I get it's supposed to be like, oh, Fortnite is just like the multiverse itself, whatever kind of convoluted stuff it is. It's cool in premise, but I don't know, maybe because I don't follow the story, or maybe it's too convoluted for me. But yeah, it lost its identity in some way, dude.
Well, this is this. I'm not like it's done it already once before. Because in case we don't remember, Fortnite was originally that open world 4VE type of game where yes, you could build your own tower, defend it against the zombies.
Yeah, it started as a zombie defending game.
Yeah, zombie defending game. So then that got removed because they just stuck with the PvP type of stuff, multiplayer. Yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see where Fortnite goes in the next few months, even to be honest.
Yeah, because I haven't. I mean, to say that it's not popular would be an understatement. Still, you get me? Because I still see like hundreds of thousands of people watch and play this game. So,
yeah,
I mean, it still has its charm for the younger audience for sure, and I think it will forever hold a place in people's hearts. I'm not saying it's dying or anything like that. I'm just saying like some people do get tired of it real quick. You get me? Like you can only play that game so much. And just be like, I'm tapped out. You get me?
Yeah.
So, but moving on about getting tapped out, right?
That's
EA has officially announced that Apex Legends and Battlefield Mobile, both Apex Legends Mobile and Battlefield Mobile, are getting shut down, which is very unfortunate. So the due date for their shutdown permanently is May 1st of 2023. So, people only have a few more months to enjoy their mobile game. And the unfortunate part, I think there's going to be a lot of lawsuits in their end because not a lot of people are getting their like refunds and stuff like that, like weights and shit like that. So I've been hearing a lot of bad stuff in that situation. You get me?
Yeah, but they're also saying it the way Battlefield has been like game tested and all that stuff. It's not meeting their expectations.
Okay.
And then with Apex Legends, I'm not really so sure why, but I guess like even though it's working perfectly fine, like the amount of winners that should be getting, like if it's an even playing field from mobile to console players and PC players, there's not really many or any mobile winners compared to the console and PC players. So it's not an even playing field, right?
That's one thing. And then I heard on the other side of the, like on the spectrum of that mobile gets a lot of more updates, if this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like with their character designs, like outfits and shit like that, like transmog and stuff like that, skins and stuff. So they get a lot more on mobile and not enough on the console side, because it's a little bit harder to create that on the console side than it is on mobile. You get me?
Yeah.
So that's what I've heard a lot. So there was a lot of complaints from the console people that mobile is like they're getting updated more frequent. They're getting more love.
Yeah. But it's because it's easier to do it on a mobile type app than it is to do it on 3-4 different platform aspect all at once.
And you gotta test it and make sure it's fine. At least on a phone, it doesn't really matter. It could be a little bit pixelated because it won't matter. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
It won't matter as much, and it's definitely way easier to design on a phone.
Yeah. Or for a phone, designed for a phone.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think everyone saw that coming. Well, Apex was a little under. That was not expected. Battlefield was expected though.
Yes.
It was not doing well at all.
Yeah.
Even Battlefield fucking 2042 is still really bad right now. It's still not in a great spot.
Mm-hmm.
So them thinking that it would be, more viable as a mobile game, I don't know what their thought process was on that. So that's unfortunate on their part,
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see the next few days on that as well. Like what type of stories come up. If the whole lawsuit thing, because you also have to, like, it's part of the terms and services, right? Like, if you buy stuff online,
it's final.
And like, especially games and game purchases, like, it's final. Like, and yeah, what? Okay, you just stop playing the game and you want all your money back? That's not how it works.
That's not how it works, dude.
You knew what you bought. If you're going to, it's like clothes. You're going to throw it away eventually.
Food, you eat it, and like, I didn't like it, dude. I want my money back.
Yeah, no. But the plate is completely empty. Like,
exactly.
You ate it still. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they'll just, shift it back and be like, they'll create something new. You get me?
Maybe. But again, Apex is also one of those, like you said, the same thing with Fortnite. Like, yeah, people still play it. It still has its hype here and there. And I know they're getting like a lot of their skins, and they're only on like season 8 right now or something in their game.
Well, I don't know.
Or like 5. I forget, because
I think it's 8 or 9.
8 or 9, right?
We could be completely wrong because I don't follow Apex at all. That's one game that I truly do not follow.
But they're also doing their thing where they have at least continuous more characters to play, more legends that you could play as. So that changes gameplay from how you team up to who you're going against in game, right? Learning new abilities, if they add new weapons or even adjust the mods on their weapons, like that's all stuff to take into.
They're really on top of including new characters and stuff like that. So, they'll definitely keep it up on the console side with it for sure. Mm-hmm. Well, console and PC, of course, they always keep up with new stuff,
Yeah.
But, and talking about new stuff, right? Damn, these segues are fucking just on point.
They're tight today. They're crisp.
Chef's kiss. But talk about new. We got some Resident Evil 4 news that might make people happy.
And more excited for the remake.
Dude, like the remake, this is literally one of the most beloved Resident Evil games. Like, this is the one that everyone is hoping they do justice. And I get you when Tito, this is the one game where I think I can relate to. You got me? Mm-hmm. Especially because they did justice to Dead Space recently.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of those games where I'm like, yes, I'm with you, brother. Type of shit. Like, I hope they do it justice too, because it deserves it for sure. But there was an article recently posted from Game Informer that supposedly we will get new enemy types in Resident Evil 4, which is really fantastic. So it's not just a remake, in other words, right? So they're implementing little more story beats, probably more in-depth characters and stuff like that. So they have to change stuff up. So it's like, it's familiar to people, but at the same time, it still brings in new people. It brings in the old people and brings in new people to the story.
Yeah, from what they were showing with Capcom putting out a little video, like trying to interact with the audience, right? So they're reskinning a lot of older villains that we know, enemies that we know, not reskinning, but like updating their designs. I think one or two of them are getting full reskins. Even the female character, Ashley, got a complete change.
Makeover.
Yeah, she got a complete makeover in an apocalypse. Uh, yeah, and then, like you said, they're adding they didn't say how many new villains, I assume, but they did show us one who's called the Brute, who is like a giant hammer wielding villager who has like a cow head on top of his head. So it gives a lot of like pyramid head vibes, but also gives off like, I know there's like another character that has an animal face, another like zombie creature type of thing. I just can't think of it at the
I was
moment.
thinking more recently for the Resident Evil franchise.
Oh, more like a Bubba from like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of as well. Like has the face over a face.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was thinking more like, I don't know how big he would be, probably not that big, but I was thinking of the Vikings from Resident Evil Village.
Oh yeah. Probably a little bit bigger than that still.
No, not the small guys. I'm talking about the big guy with the big ass hammer thing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Big.
Yeah, that's too big. So, but yeah, something like that. You get me? It's still like humanoid, but has some animal aspects to it and is wielding some sort of heavy hitting weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, is just terrifying, especially in these scenarios you get thrown into in these games. And yeah, and it's like the main image that we see, it's like almost like he just splattered somebody's head against the wall, right?
Yeah. Like he
and
just
that main one
it real quick and just turn around and you're like, you witnessed him kill him with that hammer and he turned around and saw you. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's more.
But again, it's weird because like it almost seems like his eyes would be where the cow's mouth would be.
Mm-hmm.
So you technically have 4 pairs of eyes looking at you because the cow's eyes is just over him.
Dude, I think this game is gonna be fantastic. Dude.
Yeah,
I know there's one person that's really excited to see, like, to fucking get his hands on this, and he every time I see him, he stays asking me, like, "Are you sure it comes out this day?" Like confirming, like every time, like they didn't change it. You get me? He doesn't keep up with video games like that. So, I mean, my sister's husband, Steven, he's always on top of it. He says this was the very first video game he ever played. He said, Resident Evil 4. Because I had to make sure, because I showed him a lot of like different videos. He's like, I don't remember all this. Like, I don't remember if it was this one or that one. But then I showed him Resident Evil 4, like the old, like a
old one. Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, this is the one I played. I'm like, oh, okay. So like, yeah, they're remaking it. And he looked at me, like, stopped me. He's like, no way. Like, they're redoing it. And that's why he was so eager to get a PS5, dude, to play that shit. So
that makes sense.
He's waiting for it. So April, bro. April is when it's coming out. I keep telling him, dude.
March 24th, actually.
Oh, they moved it up? Oh, shit.
Yeah. March 24th, 2023. For PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 4.
So that's, he's excited for that. I'll probably get it. I'll probably give it to him as a gift or something.
Mm-hmm.
I will not play this myself because I'm not too familiar with the Resident Evil franchise like that.
But still, you got me, like the fact that even because he's like our age as well, so it should go to show the different ways people grew up playing video games.
Yeah,
right. You miss one, you play others. Some you play in common. Fucking awesome.
That shows the diversity of gamers.
Oh yeah.
And just keep in mind, you know, my sister's husband only speaks Spanish. So he played this game originally. He said it was all in English, so he didn't understand it at first.
Oh yeah.
So, him getting this new one and be able to put it in Spanish fully and fully grasp the story is going to be a game changer for him, I feel.
And still be slightly more updated to what he knows with all these skins, new characters, possibly.
Yeah. He's going to be so lost. He's like, who the Well,
I don't remember him.
Who the fuck is this guy? So I'm definitely looking forward to him to play that shit.
Uh-huh.
But talking about, there's no good easy segue for this.
Here's the segues.
So that was all the gaming news we had for now. But not only did we get news for the gaming front, we got some good news on shows, movies, series coming up and stuff like that. So there's a lot of good shit coming this year, honestly. A lot of, not just this year, but just for the long term, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start off with like how we talked about Netflix actually gave us an actual render. I want to say not poster. How do you call it? I think it is a poster, right?
I would just say like image.
Yeah, like
right now,
like an image of how the characters and like the how it's gonna look of the live action One Piece show that's coming this year, which is crazy, which is hype. You get me? I know a lot of One Piece fans are definitely excited because dude, I've heard nothing but positive stuff so far coming from the One Piece community and from Netflix themselves on how happy they are and how much what is it called, detailed, and how much stuff they're going through just to make these characters, you know, one for one from their anime to live action. You get me? Up to the point where I believe one of the main characters knows how to cook. The guy who plays him in real life learned how to fucking cook in real life because he didn't know how to do it. Like he learned himself how to cook, so he could show it off in the live action, which shows the dedication that these actors are going to like please the fans, dude, because they know they would get bombarded if they do not do this justice. You get me? And I don't, and the unfortunate part about this, in my opinion, at least, I don't think however good this series is, there will always be criticism of trying to turn animes into live action movies or series. You get me?
Yeah.
There will always be criticisms.
And I have one right now if you want to hear it.
Oh, go for it. No, that's good. That's good.
Like, I understand live action, right? And it's definitely going to be like I have high hopes for the Avatar live action show that they have, the Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Me too. Trust me.
Seeing the images right now for One Piece, again, I understand the premise of One Piece. You're pirates. It is an anime, right? Like, adapted from a manga.
Yep.
And now it's going to be adapted into a live action. There is something about this poster that really just irks me on still how much CGI there is within this. Because I understand too with how they're gonna have to animate Luffy to do all his fighting, right?
His rubber arms,
all his rubberness, whatever. Then obviously you're gonna have the weird people who also ate the devil fruit and are now like half shark, half jellyfish or whatever. The giant woman. Like, I know it might be a little different how they might adapt them into the live action because, again, the animation's a whole other situation. But I don't know. Right now, I don't really have high hopes for this. But again, I'm not somebody who's watched all of One Piece.
I get your concerns though. Like you're thinking, like, how are they going to do some of these? I hate saying it like this. I don't think there's a correct way. But there's different human lookalikes. There's like the really big guys with the big face, the like hybrid humans. How are they going to do that? How are they going to adapt that well? You get me?
Yeah.
That's your concern because it is a show still. So you don't think it has enough budget to be doing stuff like that, like really good CGI, which I totally get you on that. But maybe they're going a different route, right? On top of that, which is unfortunate because you want to keep it as close as the source as you can, right? For the manga and anime on how it's done. So it's like, it's going to be a fine line, dude. You get me? So it's like, it's going to be very tricky for them to get this. And I think that's my scare too for the Avatar thing. But at least for the Avatar thing, they do have, I guess they have some practice I mean, Netflix has been getting a little bit better when it comes to shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to come to show, like, when it comes to animes or games getting into TV series, The Last of Us right now currently is killing it, right?
Yeah.
Up to the point where they did tell the community they changed a few things for it to actually make sense in real life. You get me?
Yeah.
Because there's still aspects that won't make sense in actual real life physics. You get me? Or real life situation.
It's not a
They
full one for one.
Exactly. They let the community know beforehand. As a good example for people who have watched currently The Last of Us, right, on HBO Max, in the game, you could get infected by spores, like the spores that the fungus lets out. Like if you inhale it, you could become a fucking, a zombie or whatever it is, a fungus. In the show, there's no spores, like at all. They got rid of that entirely.
Yeah, because then they would all just be turning, right?
They would all be turning. Everyone would be talking with the masks on. You get me? At least in game, you can boost that. In real life, you can't do that. You get me?
Yeah.
It would be hard for the actors to be with that for like a good majority of the time.
And not just that,
fight scenes with that shit too. You get me?
Yeah. And like the actual recordings of it would be all echoey and stuff. Yeah.
So they explained that, like, for the sense of the show, they got rid of that entirely. So I'm like, it's supposedly, it's still really good. Like, it's phenomenal. Supposedly, I heard, like, I haven't watched it personally yet. I think it's on episode 4, about
3. I think it's on 3 right now.
3 episodes out right now, or it's going into 3rd episode?
No, 3 episodes out right now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I heard it's been pretty freaking fantastic, though.
Yeah, so much so that they already announced that season 2 is already getting worked on.
That's incredible. That is a big congrats to the team on that.
Yeah,
that's when you know something's done well. When they act, because I heard we talked about this in earlier episodes. They actually talked to the developers of the game, the people who wrote the story, for fuck's sake, about it, dude. Yeah. So, I mean, no wonder it turned out so good, because that's why people love it.
Yeah. But you see, even still, like with this, like, how big is the One Piece community, right?
How long is the
massive
story, bro? That's
how long is the story? So it also is going to depending on actual screenwriting. If they give it enough time to introduce these characters, develop a story, because One Piece out of all the episodes in One Piece, there's not many filler episodes. It is all one continuous story with the occasional filler. Right? Unlike Naruto, where Naruto had like an entire season where it was almost all filler.
Yeah, that is very heinous of the Naruto, but yes, you're right. There was literally a whole season of filler. It was literally, I think it was like 5 episodes that actually continued the story.
But yeah, so and again, I love Naruto. So
me too, but goddamn, you're right, dude. Not putting in perspective, there was an entire season I watched. I felt like I watched for no fucking reason. It was all just side plots and shit. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is happening, bro?
Yeah,
real, dude. Goddamn, I'm pissed about it now.
But yeah, so again, I don't know. I'll go into it with a glass half full mentality instead of half empty, but still very skeptical on what they're going to be producing and putting out.
Yeah. That I think the acting is going to be great. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But like you said, like, I'm going to be optimistic, but at the same time, I'm going to keep my reserves on it. You get me? I don't want to be too excited to see how it's going to be, and if it's not going to be like good at all. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
Man. I think from here, we'll just take a small break.
Okay.
And we're back from that small break, and we'll just dive into our last few stories here. This one, I just kind of threw it here. I don't know why, but it is talking about, remakes and stories getting always reintroduced and updated. The Boogeyman, I believe this movie originally came out I don't know. I want to say early 2000s, honestly, or I could be completely wrong originally. But the Boogeyman, and I think this is a story from what's his name, Steven Spielberg's, I believe.
I believe so.
It is, yeah. So this is getting reintroduced or redone again, and we got a trailer recently for the Boogeyman for 2023. But this one actually looks good. So
the Boogeyman is the original was in 05 and it had 2 sequels to it, I believe.
See, that's already bad.
Yeah.
But I remember
there could even be more, to be honest with you.
It could have been more. I believe there were more.
Yeah. But this is the earliest one I'm finding.
And those are the Steven Spielberg ones, right?
I believe it's so.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever read the original Steven Spielberg version of the Boogeyman, but I do remember the first one being okay. But this one does look a lot better from this trailer, because they actually make the guy look scarier, like the Boogeyman himself, like actually look really, really fucking insane.
Yeah.
Or at least the glimpses that we're seeing. And I think them holding off to even see this guy and the little girl playing with the ball, I think that's a kind of fantastic, because I feel like nowadays that's how people would react and do. You get me? That would be something stupid I would do. Throw my fucking flashlight in there, be like, "What's in there?" Instead of holding him and looking around.
Oh, for real? Yeah, just like rolled the light ball in.
Yeah,
the one she had.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. I mean, I would like
if it's us, we're over here looking for our phone to put the flashlight on.
That's true, dude. But yeah, I mean, that's all I had on that one. I just wanted to include it because Steven Spielberg movies are always kind of phenomenal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he's always been pretty good at making horror movies. I just wanted to include that real quick.
Yeah.
But now,
and not even that. It's like, one, like you said, it's always a nostalgia factor, bringing it back, updating it, kind of like the whole Candyman situation and even the It situation, right? Where, as in with those, we kind of know what the killer looks like, right? We have an idea. Where for the most part, the Boogeyman, like we get an idea of what it looks like, but it's always been a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
It's always because he's technically a shadow creature.
Yeah.
So it's always the shape shifting, right? He has no set face. Where with Candyman and It, we know what they look like. They have their set faces, even though they're technically other creatures. They either take form of someone or something, and that becomes their normal.
Mm-hmm. So my question with this is, are all these Steven Spielberg's horror things related to each other? Are they the same universe? That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. No. I doubt it too. That's too much happening in one world.
Yeah, that would be insane, bro. Like, this is not a universe I want to live in.
Nah, take me out now.
Where there's a fucking clown that kills a spirit of vengeance, mutilating people, and then the Boogeyman is real.
And then a Japanese schoolgirl that made her way to the Americas.
Fuck that. No one wants that shit.
A Mexican bride that's now in the U.S.
Like, yo, who's doing this?
Stop bringing them over.
And you notice it's like people from other cultures. It's never,
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but you did.
It's like, yeah, this is why we want borders. Be like, yo, chill, bro. Dude,
you were the one that brought it over. You brought it over. Your people brought it over. And now you want to put the wall up. Oh, gosh, that got a little political.
Real quick. Real fucking quick.
But yeah, even so, like we said, the nostalgia factor, and then now seeing how they update it to be part of the, what century are we in? 21st still? Or
21st century, yes.
Are we still in the 21st century, right? Okay. Now part of the 21st century, seeing how they do those updates, right? Because now it's like we actually have like smartphones and not just relying on the old school computers that have to like turn on for half an hour before you can actually use
dial up.
Thank you.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, we didn't have dial up.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I have to do this quietly. Like in the background.
Fucking jet is about to launch, bro. Like straight up, bro, from the background.
Yeah, so that's always fun. And again, like even now with a lot of these newer films, they've turned darker, right? They've turned scarier. So seeing the difference to now how when it updates and stuff. That's always my interest point on these. Like if I watch the old one, how is it going to differ now to the new one? Is it scarier?
It's always comparing, dude. I feel like that's always done, dude.
Yeah, because look at what we did for the Texas Chainsaw one.
Yeah, kind of butchered the shit out of
that. It butchered itself. It's not that we did it. It did it to itself.
It did its favor by itself.
It fell on the chainsaw on its own.
Yeah. You know, and talking about backtracking and restarting shit, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, time for our big story for sure. This one's huge because I personally prefer this studio when it comes to stories. And I'm talking about, I think everyone knows where this is going. And if you don't, you're not a nerd for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
hold, you're muted. I can't hear you anyways.
No, how about now?
No, you're good.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. If I was muted this entire time.
I'll hold that last few seconds you did. I was waiting for you to start and then you just never started.
But yes, James Gunn has revealed the new DC timeline on how they're going to do pretty much the entirety of the DC EU universe. You know, he just straight up said, like, this is how we're doing it. We're still going to bring out some of the planned movies of this year. But going forward, this is the new start. This is where we're starting chapter 1 of the new DCEU, which is what he calls Monsters and Gods, which is a story that he personally wrote. He said,
Gods and Monsters.
Whatever, bro.
No, it matters.
I know it does matter. Gods and Monsters. My bad. I'm sorry. I should get that right, though. Seriously. But yes, that's where he's starting. But there's a lot, dude. There's so much good stuff, man. There's so much to go through, man. What are you most hyped from, like the new stuff, not the old stuff that's coming? You got me, like the Flash, Shazam, fuck all that, right? Well, the new stuff that he mentioned, like,
well, that's part of it, right? Because he said if there is anything salvageable that they could include into this new world that they're trying to create, right?
Batman.
They will try to do their best to bring it forward and maintain that storyline or integrate it into whatever they're trying to build. Dude, which of course everyone's always like, bring back Henry Cavill as Superman.
Right? Bring back Ben Affleck as Batman. Yeah. I've seen a lot of shit about that.
Yeah. But again, like you said, he mentioned a whole bunch of stuff that was
a lot of good stuff.
Either live action films, TV series. One that I kind of am a little excited to see is Waller, which is a TV live action. So she's actually gonna have to be working with the, oh my God, not Suicide Squad, the Peacekeeper team. I think he called them
Peacekeeper. He said the Peacekeepers.
Yeah. I'm a little excited to see Lanterns, which is a live action. That's gonna be.
I think that's the most hype thing I think I heard. They're making it a show both about Hal Jordan and fucking Stewart, dude.
Jon Stewart. Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, dude, that's gonna be incredible, dude.
Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome. And it's supposed to be like a fucking like detective thriller show instead of anything else. I'm like, what? It's not even gonna be like a sci-fi epic or nothing. They're like, nah, fuck that. It'll be a detective show.
Yeah.
What?
I know another one is called Paradise Lost, which is the TV live action of the Mascara not being alive, but Wonder Woman and the Amazonians still doing their shit some way. The movie for The Brave and the Bold, Damian Wayne as Robin and Batman and doing the whole thing.
So that means he explained it that they're gonna explain like the Bat family. That means we're gonna see Red Hood, most likely Batgirl, or maybe not Batgirl, maybe the Oracle instead, right? Like Aftermath and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, yeah, because Damien's still pretty young in this, right? So yeah, it's definitely gonna have to be Red Hood, and it's gonna have to be either Oracle or before she even becomes Oracle.
Oh, maybe before Oracle, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, before she was Oracle, she was Batgirl.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like the bringing up of Batgirl and the consequences of Red Hood and stuff.
Nightwing, Dick Grayson, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
That's my favorite. He's my favorite character.
Please don't fuck that one up. I doubt it. James Gunn is a fucking nerd for DC, bro.
Oh yeah.
He is the Kevin Feige of fucking DC. You get me?
Yes. Yeah.
So like I think it'll be in good hands for sure in the foreseeable future, for sure, long term. He is the guy to run it, honestly.
Yeah.
But there is a few things that got my concern already just from the get-go.
Oh.
That people are concerned about because like they're kind of, how do I put this? They got one little incy-bitsy problem, and it's fucking Ezra Miller, because they're going to keep him as the Flash, I heard. So I'm like, I know, dude. Trust me, dude.
Yeah, I see the problem with that. I don't know. Unless they're just keeping him to start this universe, right?
I think that's what they're doing, bro.
And then they do like the whole Flashpoint type of thing, like you wanted, and we've been talking about for a couple of weeks, just to sort of give this whole new era like a jumping point.
Like, I hope they just make him play that shit. He somehow dies, and then it becomes Wally West instead of Barry Allen. Because at this point, dude, you're better off, dude. Oh man, keeping him, dude, is gonna be a fucking nightmare for them, bro.
Or even like the other way to do it too. I know you already said that they're thinking of Ezra Miller, but even just having like Grant Gust, right, to do it, because he's also looking for a way to get the F out of being the Flash. At this point, the man just wants to move on.
I mean, I don't blame him, dude. He's been doing it for 9 fucking years.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's all over the place, because like we also got like stuff of new teams that we've never seen before. Or if you're like, unless you're like a super nerd, this is the first time you're gonna be hearing of these teams. Kind of like with the Eternals when they first originated.
Yeah, like I didn't know who they were. I had to research myself.
Yeah, and now we got.
I forgot they're the guys who actually fight the deviants, which is technically what Thanos says. He's a deviant. So that's how I found out.
Yeah,
I found out from Esme too. He said they like did the research on it.
And now we got like 2 different teams: Creature Commandos and the Authority being introduced now. They're planning on doing like a little TV series with some time traveling type of stuff with Booster Gold, which
that's gonna be cool.
I've never heard of him, but
I've heard of him. Yeah, I've seen him. I don't know if you remember watching Justice League back in the day.
Well, yeah,
out and he explained it, right? He's a fucking loser from his time, and he just time traveled to become a fucking hero. So most likely it's just him trying his best, his darnest to become a hero, but he's still getting outshined. Even when he goes back in time, in our current time, you get me? He's still a fucking loser.
Yeah. So and to see
that's gonna be a comedy show for sure.
That TV live action show, yeah. So that's one I'm super excited to watch when it actually comes out.
See, the real question is, I think I already have an actor in mind to play him, but it would be interesting to see for sure. I mean, we already got Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds for sure. Like that's already that he is meant to play that. You get me?
But I see
Ryan Reynolds playing as Booster Gold would be dope, but he doesn't have the physique for that shit. You get me? So it would have to be some other guy.
The man dedicates himself to whatever he fucking does.
The guy who's gonna play Adam Warlock, that actor, what's his name right now in Marvel? That guy would be great as Booster Gold because he already has the comedic chops. is he came out and fucking Meet the Millers. So him having that awkward bullshit comedic stuff.
Oh, Will Poulter would be great.
Right? That's what I'm fucking
Will Poulter,
thinking.
yeah.
Yeah. Will Poulter, dude.
Yeah.
He would be fucking dope as Booster Gold, dude.
He's a British actor, yeah. And especially now with the weird body transformation he did in like the past year and a half or whatever.
He would definitely be bulked up for that shit.
Yeah.
Either that or the guy who plays Homelander from The Boys, him too.
But I feel like he's already set as Homelander, right?
That's true. That's the problem.
I don't think he would be cool to like just jump in instantly. Whereas in Will Poulter, yes, he already had a role with Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's not known like that, right? Or people still didn't recognize him as that character. So he could do that change. And Will Poulter has a great acting spectrum. He's done his comedy, he's done his dramas.
I've seen his drama shit. Yeah. So it's like, he and his serious tones. He even been in horror movies for sure.
Yeah. He was in Midsommar.
Yeah. Which is that's a crazy movie. Yeah, I know. Trust me. That's a great movie.
Great, and Meet the Millers.
So it's like he has the spectrum to fucking try to play 100%. A character like this for sure. So I don't doubt that they have people in mind probably. But I'm excited to see where it goes. James Gunn is definitely in James Gunn's hand, dude. And I kind of trust him. You got me? The first two Guardians of the Galaxy were fantastic from him. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to do a great job with these, with, the DCEU and the continuation of DC. So there should be no problem.
Yeah. And, what was I going to say? My mind went blank. Fuck.
I mean, I think that's all we have for the stories, unless you have something else. Yeah.
Well, no, still sticking with this a little bit. It was like, it's a little sad that they didn't stick around with Zack Snyder, right? Who was like a big MCU nerd, but still handing it off from one nerd to another nerd is the best thing to do. Not just like we mentioned before with the whole Justice League movie, not just some random guy doing it for a paycheck, right? Like these guys know their story, know their facts, don't mind reading a comic book or two to make sure all the
references right
correctly. Exactly.
The problem with Zack Snyder though is he wanted to go with the darker tone story.
Yeah,
he wanted to go with the real fucking grit of like the real dark side of fucking DC, which my opinion DC does have some dark stories, bro.
That's
like
all their animated stuff.
Fucked up shit, yeah. Like some real fucking like.
Ooh. No, they do.
Yeah. I'm not saying the Marvel does it, but Marvel compared to DC, it's like fucking, relating fucking PG-13 to rated R. You got me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, but and again, I that would have been fine. You got me for actual DC fans. When you're doing this stuff to try to increase your DC fans,
like you want to start lightheartedness.
Exactly. And then as you have that momentum growing, where then people are saying it by word of mouth, watch this.
When you actually have the community in your fucking hand, you get me? Like Marvel did. Mm-hmm. You fucking pull out the fucking big guns, the stories that fucking hit you.
Yeah. Because look at how long they did with Iron Man. And then they were like, well, he's dead now. Like, literally. And like, you're sad, but you're like, okay, he's gone.
That made okay. Like, goddamn, fuck. Here are your main three. They're gone. Be like, whoa, chill. What do you mean they're gone?
Yeah, but you see, like it's cool. It's I'm excited for this. Not fully on the whole Ezra Miller thing, but
that's a little iffy for sure. But they'll probably come back to that.
If they do, well, there's still time, right? Because they're just still waiting to finish putting out everything they have right now before they fully start introducing all these new projects and finalizing.
Mm-hmm.
One, they either figure out how to just use him to start it off, like I said, and then kill him off, or they realize what they're doing and then just scrap that idea and hopefully go with the Grant Gust idea. Right?
Only they know, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's still time enough for them to
not really. Because Flash is supposed to come out this year, so they already figured it out. It's just for us to wait and see.
Well, yeah, because that's always weird with like the whole, with all of Hollywood, right? Like they have these things happening months in advance,
like years in advance sometimes, bro. And probably already like that whole Ezra Miller shit. Like they happened recently. And they're like, fuck, like, how the fuck do we fix the movie? It's already done. You get me? Like, how the fuck are we going to do this? So they probably had to do like retakes and stuff like that. And that's why they push back so many fucking movies. You get me?
I don't know.
But there's, like you said, there's still time, though. There's still time.
Hopefully.
That's the hope.
Hopefully.
But like I said, that's all we have. Do you have anything else, Tito, do you want to go over?
Not really. That was all it from my end. What about you? You got anything?
I got one thing to say for sure. Dead Space was definitely, the remake was definitely worth it. I definitely think that Dead Space 2 will get made, which I'm more hyped about than this one, because Dead Space 2, in my opinion, is such a fucking perfect game that it's just fucking perfect. It's such a fucking great fucking horror game. It has psychological shit, fucking gore. It has everything you want in a fucking game, dude. And it's just perfect. And I can't wait, dude.
Yeah. I tuned into your stream for a little bit and I was watching the game. I was like, wow, like,
it looks incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Another person I love just watch nerd out the entire time he's playing was fucking Markiplier.
Dude, yeah. I saw his first one, dude. He's like, wow. He was just like amazed, dude.
He's just nerding out, but then it's just like, no, this is my first time playing the game. Oh, what does this door do? Just walks in. I hope there's nothing in this vent as I'm passing by. And sure enough, he comes out.
Yeah, dude. Nothing but positive shit of this game, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but positive stuff. So it's like,
there's not, I mean, I would hope so, right? Because you already have your base. You're just remaking it. Especially a video game, right? There's not really much you can do.
You even got new fans at this point, bro. You got so many new people, bro. Like, forget your old fans.
The entire time, I don't think there was any negative news outlet on this game. Like, normally there's always like those.
I've only heard one negative thing, dude, so far. And it's from one of our own clanmates, too. Oh. He says that he returned the game. Because he says that he couldn't play it.
Because he was too scared?
No. You know why he returned it?
Why?
Because he didn't like how it felt playing on mouse and keyboard.
Bruh.
He's like, it's too slow. Be like, wow. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that guy. Like, that sounds like a you problem.
I'll be that guy. It was definitely
it sounds like problem. A you problem. I told him just connect the controller. He's like, I can't do that. I can't play games with a controller. I'm like, wow. That's definitely a you problem, bro.
Yeah, that's definitely. You gotta tell me offline who it was.
I will. Don't worry. Cheese.
Yes, cheese man.
But yes.
All right.
To end this off, Tito, sign us off, and then we'll go for it.
That's what I was gonna do. Let me do my shit. Leche, where can people find you?
People can always find me on Instagram at Leche Vanessa, or you guys can follow me on Twitch at TechnoFreak95. And how about you, Tito?
I am also on Instagram at OneAlphaPenguin and also on Twitch at OneAlphaPenguin. You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at TakeASip_pod and go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/TakeASip, where all of our episodes are. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, send it to people. Let us know what you think. And yeah, that wraps up our 100th episode. Again, sorry we didn't do anything bigger or more special. But to round it up, one final shot, Leche, to say happy 100 and to 100 more.
100 more.
Salud. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.